Now we're moving to showing what we do with our fretting hand. Note that I've got this scrunchie. I learned this across the internet. I got this scrunchie on the neck, and I've placed it so that it helps me to mute the strings up around the nut, and it does a pretty good job. When we're dealing with 5-string bass, this B string is typically a little looser than the other strings, and it doesn't take much to make that string ring out. So this scrunchie will help us out a little bit. So I got the scrunchie there, and what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise to show you what typically you'll hear a lot, very common when it comes to slapping, and it's called octaves. We start with a root note, and we move up 2 strings and down 2 frets, and that's going to be the octave of the root note, which is the same note, is just played in a register higher. And if you want to learn more about octaves, you can go to the website, to the bass lessons section, and learn about octaves and more about chords and scales and the theory behind playing. So we're just going to do an exercise, a quick exercise, where we'll start here and we'll thump the root note and we'll pluck the octave. Makes a nice little box. And you do it too. You can get it so that it sounds good to you. Most important thing about playing is what sounds good to you. Not trying to sound like anybody else. You know, we emulate people that we admire and respect and what we like sound, but ultimately what sounds good to your ear is what you're looking for, because we're trying to play to glorify God. So God is going to be pleased if you give it your all, give it your best. Just play unto Him, not unto man. So with that said, we're going to do a couple of octave exercises. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the E string on the 3rd fret, which is the G, and we're going to slap the G, and then we're going to get the octave beneath it, which is going to be on the 2nd string, the 5th fret. So we got, well, actually that's the octave above, excuse me. Then we're going to move 1 string over from the G, and the root we're going to use a C, and pop that octave. And just practice that, getting good at that. Again, like I said, a lot of popping and slapping is just rudiments stringed together. And once you get good at that, we can go and slide down. Then back up. Just getting your hands familiar and just making up your own exercises with what it takes to slap and pop. You can even slap and pop the major scale. I just slapped that whole thing. Y'all hold on one second. This is my boy Lavesta, awesome bass player on my brand new Motorola Q. I'll be right back. When a cold bass player calls you, you stop what you're doing and you pick up the phone. That was Lavesta White. Man, he's a blessed brother. Loves the Lord, good musician. Y'all check him out on myspace.com/peculiarimage. Man, the brother is a bad producer. And also, man, a minister of the gospel, loves the Lord. Y'all need to check him out. He has a new project coming out. We'll, you know what? We'll get him on the interview section, and we'll talk about this new project. But back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Oh, now that we've introduced some techniques and some rudiments that we can do with slapping and popping octaves, we'll introduce a couple more techniques that we can use with the fretting hand. This moves outside of the realm of just fretting notes, but these techniques are called hammer on and pull off. Now what a hammer on is when you've already fretted a note, you take your hand and you basically pop down or slap down on the board. It's called a hammer on. And the opposite of that is a pull off. Now of course that's kind of exaggerated because I want you all to see exactly what I'm doing. And a lot of stuff what I'm doing here, don't take it as, you know, technique that's good, because what happens is when I watch a lot of videos, people who have, you can't tell what they're fretting sometimes, so you know my stuff might be a little exaggerated for the camera's sake. Again, we were talking about hammer-ons and pull-offs. Here's a little riff that I ran together, just rudiments that I ran together once I began to learn how to slap and pop a little bit. And it goes like this. Real easy riff to just get these concepts under your hand. Okay, first what I do is I slap the root, I pop the octave, I pop a flatted 7, and I hammer on the octave. So it goes. Then what I added was I slapped the 4, slap the 5, hammer on the 5, and then I go back to the flatted 7 and pop it. So all strung together sounds like this. That's basically, you know, just moving around the fretboard a little bit. You can do it fast or slow, you know, and change the tempo up on it, and it sounds differently. Thanks again for tuning in to Gospel Basics, a video journal of my progression as a bass player in the praise and worship and gospel environment. I want to just leave you all with this thought. Is God over your life? Does He control every aspect of your life? I mean, honestly, are you in His Word reading what He would have you to do? Are you worshiping Him in spirit and in truth? The Bible says in Romans chapter 12 verse 1, it says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy unto God. It means unblameable, which is your reasonable act of service, or your reasonable act of worship. So just keep that in mind. Are we playing acceptably unto God? Is God pleased with our lifestyle? Because if He's not pleased with our lifestyle, I guarantee He's not pleased with our playing. So until next time, we love y'all. Stay tuned for our next lesson. And next time, I hope I come to you with something fresh, something as we close. Because my boy Levester called me on the phone. We want to send a tribute out to Levester. We're going to close with one of his tracks where he's doing it up on the bass and the drums. The brother probably rapping too and doing something else, probably playing keys and guitar. Hey, the brother's talented. But anyway, tune in, man. Next time.
You hung and you died for me, Lord, you bled for me. That's why my soul is set free, God, I worship thee. Lord, your name is like rivers that flow so smoothly. Since I met you, Lord, my life's so groovy. That's why I can't quit on you. I'm a living sacrifice, Lord, I must stay true. You, Lord.